The house behind me was built in 1906 for Charles Jameson. It was built in the Italian Renaissance style. This is quite a magnificent dwelling. It actually replaced a dwelling that was larger than this one that was built in the 1860s. That home was torn down for the construction of this building, as well as the fine carriage house that's behind it. It was originally built as a dwelling. It was converted in the 1940s to a medical center, which it's remained in that use today. This is a great example of adaptive reuse. We have buildings that are no longer used for their original purpose. Now they're used for something else. The buildings are preserved. If you look at this building, you'll notice that it has a tile roof. This is a great material for roofing. There are a series of tiles that overlap, creating pathways for the water to run off. This building also has rustication or coining on the sides. These are large stone blocks that are decorative but also help to preserve the corners and keep them square. If you look above the columns on the porch, you'll see some ornaments there. And these ornaments, there's a block with a circle in the center of it and a number of little pins below that. This was remnant of a Greek architectural feature. It was originally done to preserve buildings. The Greeks had to use wooden timbers to support their roofs. The vulnerable point of those timbers would have been the ends where water could get in and rot them. They would put a cap of stone over the end of the timber and then pound little wooden pegs called guttae in below the cap of stone to hold the stone in place and preserve the timbers and thus preserve their buildings. The interior of this building has been altered since it was converted to a medical center, but much of the interior detail is still intact. There's a ram's head newel post in the center, which is quite interesting and quite unusual. This building has been attributed to Charles Delavan Wetmore, one of our country's most prolific architects. He was doing business for some of the wealthiest families in the country, yet here he was doing business in Warren. Warren had made so much money by this point in the timber industry and later the oil industry and the supply of those industries that they could have pretty much anything they wanted. They wanted the things that people had in cities, so they hired some great architects and artisans to come here and construct their homes and other commercial buildings in the community.